Hi, this is Angela Clarke BEM, back for a second series of Women Lead interviews where I will be interviewing some inspirational women. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so welcome everyone to Women Lead. I'll just tell you maybe a bit about how it came about before I introduce my guest for the evening. So Women Lead came about because of my desire to kind of leave a legacy about the women who have impacted my life. So I thought one of the best ways to do that would be to have a Women Lead series and to kind of evidence and demonstrate what's possible, you know, how great we are as women, how great we can be, how inspiring we can be, and how we can support each other, you know. And I think that if we share our stories, is that one of the things I realize is that I don't think we share enough of our stories. I don't think that we're kind of closed about how we how we get to where we get to. And I know that people kind of look at me and say, oh gosh, you do so many things, you're good at this and all the rest of it. But I think there's a realization that in every actualization there is a journey, and that journey isn't always easy. Sometimes we have to work twice as hard as, or maybe more than twice as hard as others to get to where we want to get to. And I see this program of a way of us kind of sharing real stories, real kind of aspirations, ideas, how we've got to, how have we overcome? How have we actually got through the difficulties that we've faced, the responsibilities that we have, but still managed to come out smiling, for one, with all the scars and everything that we have and the baggage that we carry and everything else. But nevertheless, we've persevered, because you know what? I feel that as women, we have a resilience that we don't even realize sometimes. And that resilience is like deep within. Yeah. So I'm going to share a couple of quotes with you that I've read this week that really kind of impacted me, because I like to listen to other women and listen to things that they've gone through. But there are two quotes that I want to share with you before I kind of introduce my guests for this evening. So the first one, it may surprise or it may not, comes from Dolly Parton. And I was really kind of surprised about that. Remember Dolly Parton? Jolene, not that Dolly Parton. Yeah. Now, she said a quote that for me was really kind of inspirational, really inspirational. And basically she said, if your actions create a legacy that inspires others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and become more than you are, then you are an excellent leader. Yeah, I'm going to say that again. If your actions create a legacy that inspires others to dream more, to learn more, and to do more, and also to become more, then you are an excellent leader. And I'm sure that there are lots of excellent leaders on this platform. The other quote is kind of a smaller quote, but it came from Michelle Obama. And she said, there is no limit to what we as women can accomplish. And I believe that to be true. And I've proved it. I've proved it. I believe that there are no limits to what we can do. I think if we have the determination and the resilience to go forward. And also, I think that if we've got people behind us, beside us, pulling us up, pushing us forward and all of those things, and I think that, there is so much that we can achieve. So tonight, I have great pleasure in introducing my guest for this evening. And I'm going to tell you, and I know many of you on the platform probably will know a bit about how we met. But I'm going to bring her on first, because I like to see her face when she gets all embarrassed and blushed and stuff. So this is Angelita Nandhra, for those of you who don't know. So Angelita used to work for me. but she left me. But I first met Angelita when I had a role that was being advertised in the council as a medication lead, and Angelita applied for the role. And she'd already been working in the council in another service. So, but I didn't know her before then. So when she came to work for me, I was, I was pleased because she had the right kind of attitude, the right approach. But at the same time, what I saw was someone who I thought actually who I thought was shy. Yeah, because she wasn't. I thought she was shy. And I thought that she maybe lacked a bit of confidence, but definitely had the expertise. And I think that happens to a majority of us, that, you know we can do the job. We know that we can be really good at it, but there's something in us that kind of holds us back from, really stepping forward. So I remember having to encourage Angelita a lot when I first met her. But I will say that, in getting to know her, and actually, when I think about her work ethic and how hard she worked as well, it reminded me of myself, really. It reminded me of me, because nothing was too hard. She bent herself over backwards, and she really did her best in her role. So the fact that she's gone on to, and I will say she's gone on to better and bigger things, is great. I'm really, really pleased about that. And I'm sure that many of you online who do know Angelita and know her journey will be really pleased for her. But I definitely wanted to interview her, because I felt that I don't know it all. I definitely don't know it all. So what you hear tonight is what I will be hearing also for the first time. Yeah, much of what we hear tonight, I'll be hearing for the first time. But this is just an example of what can be achieved when you have dreams, when you have a goal and you pursue your goals. Because I think to get somewhere, you have to have an aim, you have to have a target, you have to have aspirations. And I think that what Angelita has highlighted, certainly for me, she's evidenced and demonstrated for me how important it is to, one, have a goal, but two, to pursue it and to keep pursuing it until you get what you want. And it doesn't matter how many times you fall down. It doesn't matter how many times you feel that, it's tough. If you keep going, it will be okay. So there are a lot of people online who don't know you, Angelita. So I would like to introduce yourself. Okay, and just tell us a little bit, just a snippet about what you're doing now, and then we'll go on your journey to how you got there.
Yes, I'm not on mute. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Angelita. I am at the moment the registered manager in Bridgemarsh. It's where I work at the moment with Essex County Council. And yes, Angela is right. Where first time we met, I was doing a shift work, bank work, as a carer in the community. But Angela, first time I met her, and yeah, we worked together, visiting homes, and it's all started in there. So yeah, I'm blank, Angela.
So tell us a bit about what you're doing now.
Yes, I am managing a care home for learning disability and autism in Essex County Council. So it's just a little home, but it's I'm enjoying it at the moment. So yeah, it takes a lot of hard work, and resilience to do the job, because it's my first management role. Been a deputy before, but it was for a short-term one during COVID. So that is what I'm doing at the moment, full-time, and still enjoying it so far. It is nice working with the team, and it is like coming out that, like you said, Ange, I was shy, I think it would that time I met you, I was just in a verge of, you know, coming out of some sort of, you know what, I'll discuss it later.
We'll talk at that, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I was shy. I didn't feel very confident until I got that boost of confidence, you know, since I met you, and I was like, I can do this. I can, you know. So I worked hard for it, and yeah, stayed until I left. Yeah.
So you left me. Exactly. That's exactly what we did. But it's and I haven't paid her to say that. So it's not, and let me say, this is not about me. So this is not about me kind of, you know, bringing people on to say, oh, how wonderful Angela is. That's not what it's about.
Yeah.
This is about showing people what can be achieved, because, you know, Angelita started as a carer, as she said, shy, very reserved, or so I thought, and Amani will back me up on it because you're not reserved at all, but very shy. But it's interesting that we see people, but we don't know their stories. You know, sometimes you can see someone and you can make assumptions about how they are, and you can make assumptions and think that everything's okay. But I actually didn't realize some of the stuff that Angelita was going through when I first met her. And I just put the shyness and everything down to a lack of confidence or whatever, but didn't actually realize, you know, kind of the tough stuff that she was dealing with. But nevertheless, as I said, she had a determination. So, and for the purpose of the viewers, we're going to go on, start your journey with one where you were born and where you grew up. So if you can tell us about that, and while you're telling us about that, maybe we might be able to see some pictures of when you were small and where you grew up and what it was like. If you can tell us that.
Yeah. Okay, shall we start? Yeah.
You got any
Can you put yourselves on mute, please, if you're joining? Sorry about that. You know what? I didn't say that in the beginning, but I should say that now. Yeah. When it comes to these platforms, anything's possible. Yeah. So just bear with us. If I freeze or anything like that, just stick with it because it will come back. If someone comes on and forgets to unmute and you hear them eating or whatever or anything other, just go with it, because as I've learned in the years that I've been using Zoom, especially through lockdown, anything's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ange, if I could, and we've got, let me just explain. I'm Angela. I'm interviewing Angelita, and our producer behind is Angelina. So you can imagine that tonight I'm really confused, and I say Ange and everybody responds. So please forgive me for that. So Angelina, if you could just let us have the picture so that Angelita can take us through the beginning of her journey, please.
Yes.
So tell us about this.
Yes, these pictures, and the one on the left, it's me on the other side. I used to be really quiet, just, you know, really quieter than my sister. So the other one, the other child, is my younger sister.
So that's your mum there?
No, that is my cousin.
Oh, that's your cousin. Okay.
Yeah, but she was the one who teach us a lot, because my mom and dad were always busy working, you know, and yeah, they're not always around there, but they are there in the background supporting us, of course. So she was the one who was actually looking after us three. So the other one is, I think that is during our festival at school. So that is me right at the top, my brother who is the oldest, and my sister the youngest with her tongue out. So yeah, as you can see, she's the playful one, and I'm just a quiet one, because being the second child, I thought, you know, I'm not the favorite. I'm in the middle. Mm-hmm. But growing up, everyone is saying that no, you're your dad's favorite and all that, but it doesn't matter, you know. It's we're all kids and we're all siblings, so we share everything. So yeah, that was me. So that's me, my mom, my dad, and my siblings. You know, yeah.
What was it like growing up in the Philippines?
It was good. It was good. You get your mom and dad chase you with belts and and broom and all that.
Oh, so you had that kind of growing up as well?
I did. Yeah, which had brought us up really well. You know, it's something that gave us the respect to parents and of course to elder people, older people. So you don't answer back to your parents. So that is what I'm trying to do with my kids at the moment, and so far so good. They haven't, apart from the little one who starts to, you know, be cheeky. But yeah, my other two, they're in the Philippines still, but they do understand why mom is here. So yeah, yeah, growing up is this, you can play, you can do whatever you want, but you get chased when you are being naughty.
So you've got, so growing up for you, your life in the Philippines was good, yeah?
Yeah, it was really good. It's something, it's childhood memories, you know. You can do whatever you want, no mobile phones, nothing like that. So you play with dirt, you go and play along, you play hide and seek whenever, you know. You've got a nap time, you eat whatever you want and things like that. So yeah, but one thing I have learned while growing up was to study hard, you know. And that is one thing that my mom and dad were kind of proud about me when I was younger, because I used to get honors when studying when I was little. So I did study hard without support. So I studied myself, and yeah, that kind of made me grow up thinking about, yes, I'm glad that I've studied hard when I was little, you know, because I was so scared of my mom and dad. If I don't go at 5 o'clock or after school, you have to open your book, do your assignments, because otherwise you're gonna get the beating. Well, call it beating, but yeah, it's beating of love.
So they were strict.
They were very strict, very strict. So I can't do anything really bad. So that led me on to, yeah, going through to, is there a next picture in there, Ange? Yeah. So this picture was when I was in college, while I was studying nursing in the Philippines. That time I already had my first child, Gavin. Well, I married young. I was married at 18.
Wow.
So, but that had actually, in hindsight, it was, you know, I'm married young, because I always blame my parents, because you are too strict. This is what has happened to me, but it's wrong.
Do you think that you got married as a way of escaping the strictness of your parents?
Not really, sort of. Sorry. So got married because I got pregnant. So
Oh, I
in the
see. Okay.
Philippines, you know, in the Philippines, you can't get married if you can't get pregnant without a dad. So that's how it is traditionally. So yeah, my dad being one of known
In the
person
community.
in my place, so he didn't want his daughter, sorry, to be pregnant and have no dad. So not being married. So we got married. It was like a shotgun wedding, really.
I laugh about it now, but it probably wasn't funny at the time. How did you feel about being married at 18?
Well, at 18, Ange, you know, it's I'm still young. I still haven't finished my university then. I was actually young. I just turned 18 and got pregnant, got married. It didn't go well. You know, that's how it was. And I felt like looking back, you know, if I had the choice to say no, I would have. But like I said, I had a dad who was very strict. No, you're getting married. So yeah, that was didn't really have a choice. So yeah, I'm dead scared with him. Dead scared with him. So.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's all good. I've got a beautiful son. He's now 19, and yeah, he's doing well at uni, and yeah. So it was. Oh, that was me when I was in a band.
I'll come on to that in a minute. I'll come on to that in a
Yes, so
second.
this is what I've done. I was studying nursing, and yeah, as an extracurricular activity, I suppose, was being in a band with my then husband. So
So
we
is
played
that your then husband? Is that him?
that one at the end, right at the end, and you know, with the long hair, right at the
Okay.
end.
Okay.
So that was him. So yeah, we played in the band together. We were in a band together and go to gigs after school. After going
What did your dad think about that?
oh, he was proud of me. He said, "Oh, I didn't know that you can play." Right? Yeah. This
So what
is
did you?
what
What
you.
instrument did you play?
Sorry,
What instrument did you play?
just the singer.
You were singing. Okay, you were a
Oh,
singer.
yeah, yeah. So that was it, really. And yeah, I had my child then, and that was. I think I joined my husband because I just want to be with him that time, you know, and be wherever he was. So, but it was good. It was a good memory, nevertheless. So it's an experience for me, you know. But coming to think about it now, I really don't know how I manage doing both, especially with child as well.
Oh
So
yeah.
it was.
So did you take the child with you whenever you went out on gigs and things?
No, he was only young. He was
Okay.
only young. He was only about 1 or 2.
Okay.
So yeah, but I
And I suppose
managed.
I know, and I suppose that's the thing because you were still young, you know, trying to enjoy your life, and with a child at the same time, and the responsibilities of also being a wife.
Yeah, do you know? I suppose I have done all this because this is the sort of thing that I have never experienced when I was really younger before I had my first child. So yeah, it was good.
Good to be able to
And
do
then
that.
yeah, it was a good experience. So it's I have experienced a lot, you know, gone places and things like that. So yeah, happy
Okay.
memories, happy memories.
Hmm.
Learned a lot from it, met a few people. So yeah,
Okay.
that is my dad.
Was that on your wedding day?
No, that was actually my 18th birthday.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, that was my 18th birthday. So yeah, that was my debut party. So my dad and my mum and my dad had threw a big party for me for my 18th birthday, not
Hmm.
knowing that the next day I'll be pregnant.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh well, literally not. It was right after that. I think it. Yeah, I felt pregnant, and yeah, just have to continue with it and deal with it. I chose it. Well, it wasn't planned, but
Mm,
there you are. It's a blessing.
mm.
You know, children are always blessings. So I'll just have to keep
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
keep on, move on.
yeah.
You know, what can I do? So
So when did you
yeah,
have
I thought.
when did you have your second child then?
Yeah, I was actually in nursing. I was studying. I was in my last year of my nursing. I was about to graduate, and again, I fell pregnant. And I was actually, it was November. It was 5 months before I graduated nursing, so it was hard. I had my maternity just 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, I said I'm going back to school. I need to finish. I can't miss my graduation. I can't extend another 6 months to finish my nursing because I really wanted to. You know, I was given the chance to continue my studies
Okay.
by my parents, given I have children. So I tried my best to go back. You know, I was in the operating theatre for my related learning experience in nursing.
Hmm.
Continuing that 2 weeks after I delivered my baby through a cesarean section. Then I went back, knowing that my wound
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. 2 weeks. I tried my best to, to be better and go back straight away, because, like I said, I really didn't want. Well, in uni, you can't have long maternity like that. If you want, otherwise, I'll be delayed again for another 6 months. So I didn't want to do that. So I said, I'm ready to go. So I just went in. Come April, May.
So hold on a second. Let me just, because I need to just. So did you just say you had a cesarean section?
Yeah.
And 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later, I went back to school.
Wow.
Yes, I went back to school straight away. So my mom had sent someone to come and look after the baby while I continued my studies. Well, they didn't really want me to go back straight away, but I was stubborn as it is. So yeah, because I put my mind to graduate that year, and because I was delayed already, my batchmates who were with me are graduating and I'm not. So I tried my best to go back. So maybe I was younger then, the wound heals quicker and things like that. So yeah,
Wow.
that was my motivation to graduate, given that chance of second chance of my parents sending me back to school. So I didn't want to wait that. So, and then finally I graduated. I thought I wouldn't pass my exams and all that, but with all the ECAs I did, I thought I wouldn't be able to graduate, but I managed to. So yeah, I didn't fail anything. Of course I graduated, and then 2008, just after graduation, I was getting ready for my licensure examination for nursing. I was getting ready for it, and then browsing on the internet, I saw this visas to UK. So that is my turning point of thinking, right, what do I want to do? Because I actually
you see what I mean about this is why I said that you never know what's going to happen and things will freeze, but we keep going. Go on, Angelita.
Did I got lost there? Just frozen.
You're telling us about the visa that you saw the visa.
So browsing on the internet, it made me think, because I was actually getting ready to for my board exams to get the registered profession nursing. So, but when I saw this advert online, study in the UK, study and work in the UK, well, for me, abroad, I want to go abroad. But my mum and dad was like, well, what are you going to do with your kids? Well, you can look after them, can't you?
Oh, is that what you said? So what happened to your husband at this point?
Oh, we separated then.
Oh wow! What, before you decided to come, or
before? Yeah, even before I decided to come, we separated then. But we remained friends. We were good. So the separation was amicable. It was some sort of you want to do your thing, I want to do my own thing. So we're young, let's just separate. Okay. So it was good, but so yes, at that point I was thinking, right, I think I've had enough of my mum and dad and his mum and his family supporting us and the children. So I think that's it. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go away and be independent and look after my children. Wow. At that young age, I decided 22, I think at 22, I was already thinking about, I feel really ashamed now of myself, because I'm an adult. I should have the job. I should be looking after the kids myself, financially. But what am I doing? I'm still asking money from you, mom, dad, So I presented this kind of provision to my parents, and they said, no, you're not going anywhere. What are you going to do with your children? My mum was kind of, yeah, okay, go then. But my dad, he never wanted me to go because he wanted me to enroll into medicine. And I just thought it's going to be a long time still, you know, I'm going to have to study again. So I said, it was my mum who actually talked to my dad to say, just let her go. Just let her go. So I started the applications, asked my mum again, dad again to provide or to give me money. Mum, I want to apply for this one. You know, I'm going to be earning this. I'm going to be studying in the UK and all that. I'm going to be a registered manager because that then in 2008, it was like health and social care.
That's correct, yeah.
So that is what I've studied in here, coming in here. So that was my entrance visa in the UK. So yeah, I think it's the hesitance of going on my own in a foreign country where I don't know anyone, you know. So, but I still, like I said, I am really stubborn, and when I was little, you know, even now I think I'm a little bit stubborn. But yeah, but if I wasn't stubborn, I wouldn't be where I am now. So the motivation, first thing, is my children. Yes, it is a sacrifice leaving them, but you know, it's for them in the future. It is for them, hoping that I will study in here, get what I want, you know, to get a better job in the future. But unfortunately, it didn't all work out as I expected. So when I was here already in England, so
it's interesting that you know, we've heard a lot about the Windrush era and how you know, a lot of, certainly from the Caribbean and some African countries, and lots of people then kind of left their children, young children as well, to come and make a better life in the UK. Now we're talking about, you know, this year we're kind of celebrating 75 years of Windrush, but you're talking about 2009.
Just in 2009, yeah.
We're talking about 2009 that you left your, by then it was 2 children, yeah?
Yeah.
You left your 2 children behind, and that you know, that you say sacrifice, and at the age of, was it 23, you already kind of had that conviction that you needed to provide for your children. You wanted, as a woman, to, you know, to provide and not rely on your parents. And but it was a brave thing to come all the way from the Philippines to the UK, and as you say, by yourself, to do that.
Yeah.
So what was it like when you came?
It was, well, I'm just lucky that I had other young people in the care home where I started. They're the same as me, you know. They came in here as a student and all that, so they were all nurses, and we are in one care home. So I lived in a house of 4 Filipinos in one house. We are 12, I think, 12 of us in the house.
12 of you.
Yeah, 12 of us.
What was that like?
It was happy. It was really lively, and you know, you tend to forget that you are homesick, you're missing the family, because you've got friends around you, you know. So we stayed in one house as a family.
And supported each other, I suppose.
Yeah, we supported each other, you know. They've got the same scenario. They left their children in the Philippines, and yeah, we just get along with it. Go to work, go to school, you know, and yeah, 4 years I stayed in the care home. So after that, I did even before then, and then I had Susie. I had my little one now, the youngest one. So since then, I got into a relationship with someone in here, Susie's dad. So like I said earlier on, it didn't go as well as I expected to be. So gone through really hard life. I mean, some happy, some not, but it's not something I want to stay on, because
it's still painful.
Yeah, it's unsettled, unstable, and
And it's
I
still
mean, aggressive,
continuing.
you know. It was like that. So I wasn't really, you know, that I think that is the time, that's the start of when I look, before I came in here, I had full confidence. I even came here on my own, and then someone just, you know, treat you like, I don't know. But yes, it wasn't a good experience. However, he gave me Susie, so I'm thankful for that bit.
Mm.
So it's the experience of my confidence has just gone so down because I was treated like, you know, oh, you're only a carer, you, things like that, you know. And you're the worst thing that had actually made me think was when he started to say, you're nobody, you're no one, you know. Who are you? Who do you think you are? You may be someone else in the Philippines, but you're not someone else in here. So things like, I'm gonna throw you in a box and things like that. So it was actually, it's a scare of my life. And it got worse. It got worse in 2012 when my father died. My mom and dad never knew anything about this, so it's not recorded. But yeah,
You
they
didn't share it
never
with
knew
them.
anything. Yeah, but I think my dad had the instinct where he felt that I am not happy. So one day I was speaking with him. I think this was about 3 months before he died, and he said to me, just come home. You know, if you're not, I didn't even say anything to him. You know, I think it's because I wasn't calling them and I wasn't getting in touch with them because, you know, I just feel ashamed that I was the one who persevered and who actually was persistent to come in here and look at me now. You know, I can't be proud of myself then. So, but anyway, long story short, I got away from that relationship, which I am really thankful for. I was homeless twice. You know, I had to live with my ex-managers because I was running away of that relationship at night. You know, my manager coming to pick me up, me and Susie, to, you know, just to give us shelter for the night. So it happened once, and then
that must have been not just hard for you, but hard for Susie as well.
It was, since she was a baby, you know, she was a baby. I was like running away from that relationship, and it came to a point where I said to myself, I can't do this anymore. I have to do something. So I decided to take Susie back home.
To the Philippines?
She stayed there for 7 months, maybe 7 months, when she was nearly 2 years old. You know,
your parents had the 3 children.
Yeah, it was only when Susie went home. Well, Susie only met my dad once because in 2012 my dad passed away, and that had actually, that was my rock bottom. I hit rock bottom because he was the only one I could have told everything, you know, what's happening here and all that. So yeah, he passed away. Didn't manage to go home because my visa was on hold in the Home Office because I was on process of, you know, of extending it. But unfortunately, I can't do anything. So it was my aunt who said to me, and this is exactly what has happened to me when my dad died. This is my dad's sister. He said, if you can't do anything, just stay there, because just think about your children. She said, if you come home, you won't be able to go back. So I stayed without seeing my dad laid to rest. So that was really painful until now. It's still, you know, it's the guilt that I feel that I haven't been there for my family, for my mom, for my siblings when he passed away. But, you know, as much as how hard it was, again, it was something, it changed my life. Losing a loved one it's hard. But yeah, he's here with me. I know he's here, you know, he's leading me the way. So I got stronger as the years go by, because I know that I'm on my own. you know, when Susie was not here in the UK, when she was in the Philippines, I felt really stronger because I only have to look after myself now. You know, I will just have to be safe myself and not having a little one to drag around and run away every time. So yeah, until one night, that was the turning point of my life where I just said, this is it, I'm not going back home. I'm not going back in that relationship because it's not just worth it. You know, I loved him, but you know, it's if you love someone, you can't be abusing them like that. You know, and it turned out to start having aggression, where to a point I had to go to the police because I have been hurt and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it wasn't easy. It was a struggle at first, but I continued working. And at that point, Ange, I really didn't have any more dreams for myself rather than being alive and being well for the kids. So then when I got settled in here, before that I stayed with my friend. And then when I returned, when I went back to get Susie from the Philippines, when I know that I was settled, we stayed with my friend, living in a sofa with Susie, you know, at least someone was there to take us on, you know. And I just said, I'm gonna repay you back. I'm just glad that someone had offered their home for us. And worked harder until I joined the council. And yeah, but again, I took him back again after I had my own flat. You know, it's just
the thing is, you laugh about it, but that it happens to so many people that, you know, they go through a tough situation, but as you said, you loved him, you know, despite and in spite of the fact that, you know, he abused you not only emotionally and psychologically, but also physically, you know. But that thing called love, you know, we, you know, we just we lay ourselves bare sometimes, and even in the back, you know, there's something in the back of our minds telling us that this isn't going to work, but that love, that, you know, that feeling of love. So what happened when you took him back? What actually happened?
Well, I managed to get my own flat, you know, on my own because I had a better job then, and then took him back because of Susie again, because she's missing her dad, and I don't want Susie to grow up without a dad with her when he's just there. But yeah, it started again to repeat itself.
The cycle.
So yeah, it took you back, and now you're this vicious man again, you know, from previous. I'm going to change and all this, I'm going to go therapy, but it didn't happen. So well, I think it's just him, you know, someone who thinks that they are they are just the man in the world who couldn't face me, because then he used to say, you're fat, no one is going to like you like this. So because at that point I reached into depression, where I was taking medication, and he used to call me no one likes you, no one will like you anymore, you know. And that time I was thinking, yeah, maybe I'm ugly, maybe I'm fat, maybe I'm this, maybe I'm that, you know. It's
self-confidence.
And until now, you know, I still say to my husband, to Manor, like, so, am I fat?
Because that's the psychological damage that has been done.
Yeah, but it's just the things that he used to say to me that actually I'm not. You know, I realized when I can't. This is no. I thought there was no way out, you know, because I'm attached to him, and but what I realized in the end is I am better than what you think. I am better than what you think of me, because
what was that turning point? When what was it that made you kind of say,
yeah, it was
hold on
one
a
night.
second.
It was one night I was out with my friends, and he kept on calling me and calling me. Where are you? You're a slag. And sorry,
No,
you're this. You're a prostitute. I'm this. I'm that. And I said, look at this man. I'm out. You know where I am now. You're calling me this and that, and to a point where he actually posted my picture on Facebook, saying that if you see this slag, you tell me she's not at home tonight.
Oh.
Things like that. So I said, that's it. I didn't go back then. I didn't have anything with me. I only had my house key and my wallet with me, and that was it. I went back in the morning when I know he wasn't in. So took all my stuff and stayed with my friends for one night. And then another friend offered me her sofa.
Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Did you not say, that you had got a better job so that you had a place, you managed to get a place? Wasn't it your place that he was in?
It was my place.
And you left him in it?
Yeah.
There you go. That's how strongly you felt about having your freedom.
Yeah. And I think, Ange, it's just the loneliness, that why is someone treating me like this when I've treated you very, with love and treated you nicely. I go to work, food on the table, it didn't have any stable job, and I still am the wrong one, I'm sending all my money in the Philippines and things like that. And I said, I'm working for it, I'm here because of them. So, but
because that's
anyway,
the thing. You had to support yourself, but also you were sending money back to the Philippines.
Yeah.
For your children.
That's it. And my priority was them. That's the main thing why I am here anyway. So to look after them, to give them money for their school, and to give them the life that I want for them. So that was a turning point one night, and then I never got back. I never went back. And then met my husband, who looks after me with with everything, so I'm just glad that I had friends who were willing to be there, because they can see how miserable I was. They can see that it's not something that I will have to stay with. Someone who doesn't appreciate everything that I do. But anyway, so
at the point that we met, where were you in that journey when we actually met?
2018, and I was single then, Angela. I got away then. I never went back after that. So but I was living on my own with Susie, in a flat I rented on my own. So at that point I was on my own. And as you saw it, you said I wasn't looking like I'm very confident, because I wasn't. And my priority then was to just continue working, and that was a weekend. I worked full time Monday to Friday, and on the weekend I used to do the coordinating or caring the community. So
you were working 7 days effectively.
I didn't have any I had a day off every now and then, but I had my objective was to just continue with paying my bills and continue sending money for my kids. So but
and how are your kids in the Philippines? Tell us a bit about them.
Yeah, they're doing very well at school. They're good kids.
How old are they now?
Gavin is 19 and Mariana is 15.
Okay.
So that's why I didn't really want them to come here. because of that reason. Because I am not going to introduce them to something I can't even, it was chaotic. My life was chaotic back then, so that's why they there. And to be fair, they really didn't want to come here anyway, because they like to stay with grandma, and they want to study in there. But I've been wanting them to come here, of course. What mum doesn't want their children beside them, But they're very understanding. They're very understanding and very well. They're doing well in school.
Brilliant.
So very well in school. So yeah, you know where that come from.
Yes, because you're very bright and you're very determined.
Yes. So yeah, now I found the love of my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I've got to where I am because I persevered. With that post I took on during COVID, being the deputy in there made me think that, I think I can do this. That's the start when I think about, I really would like to do it. And the thing that I told my dad when I came in here is that if I am not going to be a registered nurse, I will be a registered manager. It's just too late now because he's not here to see it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's happy, and at least I've fulfilled one of his dreams for me.
No,
so
that's great.
I'm sure he's proud up there. But yeah, without that perseverance, without being resilient with everything that I've gone through, without my friends who were there, I wouldn't be here. I would have given up a long time ago. I would have, because I just thought that there is no more future for me, because I believed everything he said about me being no one, nobody. But no, I am someone else.
And that,
I put my mind to it.
Yeah, and because I certainly remember that, certainly in the positions that you've held, there was always that doubt in your own mind that you were good enough and that you were able to achieve.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna raise this. If you don't want to talk about it, then it's fine. But I remember when you applied for a job,
Yeah,
and you didn't get it,
yeah,
and how crushed you were by that. We laugh about it now, but
I know.
but it really affected you, didn't it?
It did affect me. Yeah, it did affect me but I always believe in what happened. Everything that happens is for a reason. It wasn't my time, and that made me feel better because I am in the right place, I believe. Amy, am I in the right place? Amy,
Yeah, my mum used to say that every disappointment is for a good, and I used to think to myself, sorry, I could never work it out, but you're right, it wasn't your time, because there were bigger and better things ahead for you. Sometimes these things happen in our life and we kind of question ourselves and we kind of, why am I going through all of this? Why? But it's not until you actually achieve, or you get the answer because you've got it, because you've actually got the job that you pretty much always wanted.
Yeah.
And you're happy in it.
Yeah.
But you've worked hard for it.
Oh yes, I did.
And the reality is that you appreciate it more because you didn't just get it handed to you.
Oh yes.
You've actually had to fight for it. You've got it, and you got it on your own merit. You didn't. Nobody did you a favor, or it was. I mean, I could quite easily have said, "Oh, Angelita, yes, get that deputy manager job," but that wasn't for you. The job that you have now is for you, and you don't. I'm hoping now that you don't have to work 7 days a week.
No, no, not anymore. No, not anymore. But them struggles have, you have to go through rock bottom to find yourself. You
Sometimes.
have to, yeah, sometimes for some of us who have experienced this not so good experience, it will be their avenue, it will be their motivation to prove that, you know, not because I have hit rock bottom that means that I won't move again. But you know, if you have the aspiration in life, if you think about what do you want to do, and that's what you're going to go through too. So yeah, them struggles in a way had actually
Shaped you.
Shaped me to a better person, no more responsible.
But more
Yeah,
confident as well.
yeah, more confident, I think.
Okay. And it's sometimes it's really hard to share our journeys and share our stories because
Yeah,
it isn't plain sailing. And I said it at the beginning for those of you who weren't here when I started. You know, I did say that sometimes, you know, we are at stages in our life where we get to positions, you know, of whether it be management or leadership or whatever it is. But nobody really realizes the journey that you have actually taken, and the sacrifices that you've had to make, you know, the hard knocks. And I did say that we come, you know, we walk with our scars and, you know, and everything else. And it doesn't necessarily, and sometimes, yes, sometimes it is physical scars as well. But sometimes it's the emotional and psychological scars that really, you know, they hurt the most.
yeah,
But there's something about actually having to fight for what you have, and having to, and that struggle, you know, and that resilience that you develop. And actually, when you get it, and this is what I'm saying, there's something about appreciating what you have. You appreciate it more when you've had to, really, you know, fight for it, you know. And Marnie, I agree, you know, I totally agree with you when you say that, you know, that Angelita is an amazing young woman. And you know, I invite people on here not because, as I said, not, you know, not because to say, you know, oh yeah, we're great leaders and we're all leaders. What I'm doing is to highlight, you know, the paths that we have to take, the journeys that we have to take. And sometimes the decisions that we make, you know, they're not necessarily good decisions. Sometimes we have to make some bad decisions before we get on the right path and the right journey. And one thing I haven't asked you about, Angelita, is about your faith, and because that's one thing we've never really talked about. But I've always known that there was something in there that you were holding on to. So can you tell me a bit about that?
Yes, and I'm a firm believer that God is there. God is there. And like I said, everything happens for a reason. He will lead you to the right path. He will let you struggle first. I pray every day, morning, evening, and I always have my rosary with me, you know, so
Catholic background.
Yeah, I pray when I go out. I think it's just, I believe in karma. You know, whatever you do to others, it will definitely come back to you in that way or in any other way that you don't even realize. Maybe that is why I was thinking that, because maybe I wasn't really a good child. That is why I'm going through all this. But never I dared to blame him for my misfortune. Never. What I've done was to, you know, just make myself realize that maybe this is happening because he's testing my belief, he's testing my faith, you know, if I'm going to give up. But I never, you know, I continued praying and hold on to him and just pray, and it will be, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. And yeah, always do the good thing, you know, the right thing, because it will. I'm so scared of karma coming back to me in that way. So I try and do good things, you know, and even if no one is looking. But yeah, I remained to be faithful, and believe that it's gonna get better.
Mm.
It will get better. You know, just pray, because it will. It's not always going to rain every day. It's not always going to be a storm. There's always that sunshine in the end.
Mm.
So
And,
yeah,
and yeah, I remember going to your wedding.
yes.
And not even forget about the going to your wedding. It was the fact that you asked me to be your witness at your wedding.
Yeah.
And I don't think you realize how much or how touched I was. I was in shock. And I suppose it wasn't until then that I actually realized the impact that you felt that I had on your life. Because I say that because there's something about what you said. You said something about, about having the faith and just doing the right thing. And, in my position as a manager, as a leader, that's always in the forefront of my mind, to do the right thing. It's always important to do the right thing. So you may feel that I was giving you like special treatment,
No.
but it wasn't. And sometimes I was tough with you, if you remember.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Oh, don't say it like that.
No, you weren't. You were. And I just want to say, I'm sorry to cut you.
That's all right. That's cool.
And I just really would like. I've always told you anyway. I've always told you. Marnie knows this. She knows how I look up to you. And yeah, when I'm drunk, maybe. Well, yes, you were one of my inspirations, and I looked up to you and say to myself, I'd like to be like Angela. And at one point on my supervision with you, you told me, you are a reflection of me. You know that. That is why I always aim.
I remember that, actually.
Yeah, I always want to do good and to go over and beyond, because I don't want to fail you as my manager. I really didn't want to for you to think that I, because I look up to you that much, that I wanted to be sort of like you. You were my mentor, and
why are you guys trying to make me cry on here?
No.
Marnie, cut that out. Seriously, I'm really touched. I am so touched, and I'm smiling. I'm smiling, but I am really touched by it. And because I've seen the journey.
Yeah.
I've seen the journey, and I feel like I've been with you on the journey. And even though you don't work for me anymore,
no,
and you've gone on to greater things, as others have said on the platform, you are an amazing woman. And when I said to you in that meeting, I remember when I said to you that you are a reflection of me, I just wanted you to be your best self. That's what I wanted. I just wanted you to be your best self, and to see how you've overcome, because you are an overcomer. You're a strong woman. You are a strong woman. And so that's why I said that when Amazon, that's Marnie, when I said that I was flattered, honored, humbled even by you asking me to take that position in your wedding, it was for me, it was a testament to the fact that, you have arrived, you've done it. Me watching you walk down that aisle, it brought tears to my eyes, because of the struggle, of the journey, and I knew that wasn't going to be the end. That isn't the end of you. I believe that you have higher heights and deeper depths. I think there's more for you to move on to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask, because there are people on the platform, and I know that the people have been listening and whatever. And what I don't want you to do, I want you to kind of feel that you are a part of this, because we're having a conversation, and we're having a discussion. But I do want to involve those of you who are on on the platform as well. And Marnie, I'm going to put you on the spot, so don't even go anywhere. Don't even go anywhere. I'm going to put you on the spot because you're the one that's been putting stuff in the chat. And I just really want to know how you feel about hearing, because you may have heard the story before, because I haven't. But you've said that Angelita's an amazing woman, and I agree with you. But you know her from a different perspective. So you tell me. Can't see you now. I could see you before, but I can't see you now.
Oh, hang on. I'm here. That's my terrible internet.
Sorry. Go on.
That's Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yeah.
So where do I start? Oh, what can I say? She come to Pig's Corner like the little annoying orange, and she brought so much fun and laughter into work at a time where we didn't have any of that. But we kind of built this relationship that went from nothing to stone in a matter of days or weeks. She become a strength. She gave me a lot of strength. She is like I'm going to say this in terms, like a mother. She would kick my butt through things, you know. If I'd missed a doctor's appointment or I hadn't had my injection, she'd be towed down to the surgery because she's so loving. Because she's so warm, and even to this day, you know, we've got the strongest bond, the strongest relationship. I might not speak to her for a couple of weeks because we're both busy, you know, our work is busy and we have lives. But she has been the most positive thing in my life for a long, long time. And I don't think that I could be without her, not now.
Wow.
And it's actually, I had to turn my camera off because it's hard listening. I know a lot of her upbringing, but it's hard listening to the other stuff and realising everyone's gone through their own thing in life and you deal with your own, but when you hear other people's, it's still hard to hear.
Yeah.
Because you weren't there, but you wish you could make it better.
Yeah.
I'm still a bit red-faced now, actually. Grateful. I'm very grateful and thankful to have this little beauty in my life.
That's great.
I am too.
See what I mean? And I suppose that's what it's about. It's about us supporting each other, pulling each other up, because we don't, you know, we all have a journey, you know, and we're not there. We shouldn't be there to judge each other, you know.
No.
And you know, and sometimes we do. Sometimes we're so quick to judge, you know, and not to give people a chance, and not to, because we all muck up, we all make mistakes, we all do things wrong. You know, we all fall down at some stage, but it's the getting up that's important, and it's having people like yourselves, I suppose, who support each other along that journey to, you know, to pick yourselves up and move forward to the next level. And Angelita, if you didn't have someone who was going to take you and your child in and give you a sofa to sleep on, you know, who knows where you would have been. You might have felt that you had to stay in your situation.
I would have stayed, to be honest, but it was them who opened my eyes and say, you know, going back to that one, you're not. So they stopped me from going back at that point, and I'm glad that someone had stopped me. Well, they were there, they knew what was going on, you know, they were friends from work, and you know, they even see everything, you know. On my night shifts, I get visits from him where, what are you doing in there? You know, but things like that. So they know, they were aware of what was happening inside the home. So yeah, which I am grateful that they stayed and offered their sofa for me.
But the interesting thing of what Marnie said, she said that, you know, you brought a ray of sunshine into the workplace. So even though you were going through your difficult times, you know, and as I said, I worked with you and I didn't know how difficult it was, you know, because you were always smiling. You were always there. In fact, let me tell you, I will tell you this. I got bitten recently. Yeah. I got bitten by a spider, which I know is a spider now.
Oh no.
And seriously, and this thing developed into a lump that was so painful and whatever. Now I know that I could have always called Angelita and said, "And come and have a look at this. What is this? What's going on?" Because the other thing is that I've remembered is that, you know, you graduated as a nurse in the Philippines, but you came to this country and you weren't able to practice as a nurse. And
No.
that is, you know, that's hard. That's hard because you went through years of study, yeah, and you graduated and you came here. And what were the requirements for you to practice? Why was it that you couldn't practice as a nurse in the UK?
Well, I came in here straight away, my graduation, so I never took my exams, my board exams in the Philippines. So and thinking about it, I wanted to go back to studies in here just to get my registration as a nurse in the UK. But because I was going through all of that, I didn't have the support. So I was thinking, if I go back on studies, I've got no source of income. And I really couldn't do with that one because I have three kids to look after financially. So I took that aside and looked at other avenues to get a registration at least. So yeah, so it didn't really happen. I wanted to, I wanted to. My friends know how I want to be a nurse, but it is what it is.
But you still look at the responsibility that you've got now, though. Yeah,
exactly. So if I still got this now, I've got this now, and I have to be thankful about it. It's something that I worked hard for. It would have been the same as I will work harder to get my nursing registration in the UK anyway. But it's for me, it's that kind of now I'll have to forget about it, because I think I feel fulfilled now that I get to where I was, what I promised my dad. So again, I'm going to say it again, if I'm not going to be a registered nurse, I'm going to be a registered manager for you, my dad, so it's definitely what I promised. And after 12 years, I've done it. So yeah. And again, he may not be here now to see it, but he's still there.
Yeah, he is. He is.
So.
And what about your mom? How is your mom?
Yeah, I've never even mentioned my mom, did I?
No, you haven't, and that's what I realised. You've spoken so much about your dad. He obviously had such a positive influence on your life. But tell us a bit about your mom.
My mom is my mom. Being a mom, always nagging you and saying things. What are you doing? But she's happy. I am happy for her. I'm happy that she's proud of me as well. So she's just there supporting me. She just say what she wants.
Yeah.
She's one mom who would really get in your nerves sometimes, but she's my rock. She is my rock. I always think about her. Of course, I wouldn't be here without her, but with her supporting me to come in here.
Sometimes tough love is what you need, isn't it?
It is what I needed. It is what I needed.
Otherwise, you'd been a rebel without a cause.
Yes, and then there's the thing. They think that I am a rebel, but I don't think I am.
No.
It was just something that I made mistakes. Mistakes. I try and correct my mistake. I did try and correct my mistakes by doing better. So yeah. My mum is there in the Philippines, telling me that I need to go home and things like that. But yeah.
Does your mum still want you to come back to the Philippines to live?
Yes. Yeah. But she doesn't want to come here. First of all, she's old. She said, But yeah, she's there in the background supporting me and my brother and my sister and everyone.
And do your children live with your mum?
No, only Mariana, only my daughter, because Gavin is already in uni. So
Oh, he's gone to uni. So you see what I mean? So all of that hard work and that working 7 days a week and sending money back to the Philippines.
exactly.
Your eldest son is now in university.
Yeah.
And that's a testament to you.
It is just seeing them just seeing them now that they are good kids and they're doing really well in school. That is a big achievement for me, and
Yeah.
I don't realize it, but I'm so proud of them. You know, and me and Manor are proud of them kids, including Susie, because she's gonna say again, Mommy, it's only me and it's only my brother and my sister.
Right. So tell us about Susie, because how old is Susie now?
She's good. Well, she exceeded our expectation with her reports, so which
Oh,
is
wow.
really amazing. It was a surprise for us. So all her teachers were happy about her behavior, everything. She's just, you know, she may not show that at home, but she's something else.
How old is she now?
She's 11.
She's 11.
She's 12
Wow.
soon. Yeah. But yeah, without Susie, if I didn't have Susie, I don't think I would have managed to live on my own, because she was my point of strength in the UK.
She was your reason to live.
Yeah, she was, you know, she showed me that I need to, well, I made her my sort of, right, I'm going to have to stay because of you, Susie. I can't send you, I can't send you back home because it's not her country. So
When you sent her to the Philippines for those 7 months, was it your intention for her to stay there, or was it just to give you a chance to get your head together?
Yeah, that was my intention, was to leave, get myself sorted in the UK, because she's starting to see it. She's growing and she's starting to see the shouting, the aggression.
Yeah.
And at some point she started to be like that.
Start to act out.
And he started to slap her, smack her and shout at her. So I said, you're not going to do this to my daughter. So I'll send her back home. But yeah, she stayed there. At least she was just young, and I made a point to myself that I'm going to have you back, Susie. I will have to have you back in here with me, because you're my life in the UK. I know at the end we are there in the Philippines, but it's I need that someone here, you know, to be with me. So yeah, that she gave me the chance to live
inspiration
again.
to
the inspiration.
There you go. So so Susie has been your inspiration.
She is. All of them, my children are
and your children in the Philippines have made you so proud. And I'm sure, Angelita, that they are proud of you too. You know, they're proud of your determination, of your resilience, and also your love.
Yeah.
You know, and so tell us, you like that, do you? I heard that. So tell us about your husband now. Tell us about it, because I don't want you to come off about talking about him, because he is, I've heard everybody say that you're amazing, but he's amazing too.
He is. He's just amazing. in simple words, he's I don't even know. There's a lot of words that I could say, but Manor has. Like I said, on my wedding, he's completed me. He is that missing piece in my million-piece puzzle. He's definitely the one for me.
I remember those words from your wedding day, you know that.
Yeah, he puts up with me, and you know, my insanity and all of that. You know, he's there. He's always there for me and the kids. And the most amazing thing is he loves my kids like his own.
Yeah.
He is there supporting me all the way. So yeah, and I think he's helped me build up my confidence, because he always say that I'm beautiful, I'm this, you know, and it is just what a woman would want from a man, you know, to that acceptance. He's, yeah, I don't even know how to live without him. I can't, you know, like I said, if someone goes first, I'd like to be the first one to go, because I don't know what to do without you.
Oh.
You know, so it's something that I when he goes out on trips, I feel like I've lost something when he's just out for one night, you know.
Yeah.
I just couldn't know, I wouldn't know what to do. Yeah, he's my rock.
There you go. There you go.
Is the
You
gentlest.
He is. That's exactly what Marnie said. He's the gentlest man that you could come across, and very protective of you. And I know that for a fact. But the thread that runs through this for me, and what I hear you say, is that you pray every day.
Yeah.
And you know, in the good times and the bad times, you haven't stopped.
I haven't. No.
And you know, that light at the end of the tunnel that you talked about was him.
Yeah.
And don't get all emotional.
I will in a minute when it's finished.
but the fact that you can appreciate him and the man that he is, and you said that he completes you. And I want you to know that those prayers that you have prayed, you know, that's just the response that you have, you know, the response that you've been given. You know, you've been through a very, very tough life, very hard time. But as I said, that you are resilient, and the strength that you've got, those prayers gave you that strength, you know, and your belief and your, you know, that's what's carried you through. So yeah, we are proud of you. We definitely are proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And as I said right at the very beginning, for those of you who weren't online at the start, the reason why I have the Women Lead program is because I feel it's important to hear the stories of inspirational women and their journeys and what they've gone through to get to where they are. Because as I said, you know, we don't just arrive as leaders, and we don't just arrive as managers. We all have our journeys, we all have our paths, and they're not pretty. They're not always pretty. But I want, and any of you online, you know, anyone on this platform who is listening, I want you to be encouraged by these stories, and to know that you can, whatever it is that you have in, you know, whatever aspiration you have, it is possible. It is possible. It is impossible. Have a goal, have a dream, like Angelita did and does. You know, there is nothing that can't be achieved if you one, have faith, because you know, faith is, you know, it's something that takes you a long way. It takes you when you don't even have the strength yourself, you know, because as I say, this body that we have, it fails us many times. And when it's battered and bruised and all the rest of it, and we feel that we can't go on. But I tell you, when you have faith and when you pray and when you believe, those tears that Angelita's crying right now, they're not tears of sadness, are they? Don't let people think that you're on this program to make you cry, because and you can hear just from the comments of what people are saying, you know. And it would be good, as we kind of we're about to wrap up. We've only got a few minutes, but is there anyone who wants to say anything to Angelita, or who wants to ask a question? I know that some of you came on late. You're fortunate that this is recorded, so you can actually go back and listen to it. Mercy, I can see your hand up. So, and I would like, if possible, I don't even care if your head isn't combed or whatever, you just put on, let's see you. Let us see you. Let us see you. Come on, Mercy. Come on, Mercy.
Hey, Ange. Hi, everyone.
We can't see you though.
We can't see you though. Can you see me?
No.
I can see her.
Oh, can you? Maybe.
Yeah.
I can now. Thank you. Can now.
Angela, how dare you say that anyway? Right. Hey, Ange, I just want to say, well, Angela, thank you for hosting this program anyway. And thank you so much. And your story has encouraged me. I know there's so many things I didn't know about you, and there's so many things that you've said tonight that I have gone through. And I think your story has healed me as well, because we seem to have just gone through some of the same things. And just thank you for sharing that as well. And I just hope that on this platform, somebody has felt encouraged. And Mano, thank you so much. I know you're in the background. Thank you. And since you've come into Angelita's life, she's also helped me personally with my own personal things and my own boys as well. So thank you very much. And Mano, thank you for loving Angelita the way you do.
Here. Excellent. Is there anyone else who has anything to say? Come on,
I
Mark.
might just one more time.
Come on then. Come on. Let's have you. Come on down, Marnie.
Right, here I come. Red carpet. I just want to say, very big thank you. I can't express how much appreciation that I actually have for the experiences, the life, but not just for her, but for you as well, and for Mercy and for everyone that I work with. And I want to say how amazing it is to gain such angels in my life. And I'm grateful for that. Don't cry, because I've cried enough already. But thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, thank you, Marnie. Appreciate that. Thank you. Wow. See, very emotional today it has been. And Rebecca is saying, thank you for sharing your story and for being such a supportive manager. Oh, wow.
Oh, Becca is
Okay,
there.
hi, Rebecca. We don't know you, Rebecca. But if she is as half as good as a manager with you as she was with us, then you will definitely continue to be blessed. So well done. Angelita, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing of yourself. Because as I say, we don't tell our stories. You know, our foreparents didn't really. You know, a lot of the things that they experienced was kept hidden and we didn't know. And maybe had we known some of the things that our parents went through, we may have made different choices. And so the reason for Women Lead is to give people a voice, but also to empower and inspire us. And not just we, because I know that there are men on here as well. And, you know, men, you've heard Angelita say that she's found the missing piece of her million-piece puzzle, her husband. So, you know, this is not to say that men are not important. Men are so important. And I know that there are so many fabulous and inspirational men that have supported women to get to where they are. But we have arrived. And, you know, we do need to celebrate each other as well. You know, sometimes we are so quick to judge each other, but let us celebrate each other. You know, let us lift each other up. And if I can help you, I'm going to help you. And if you can help someone, help them, bring them along. Because when you meet someone, as it was when I met Angelita, I had no idea what she was going through. She didn't bring it to work. You know, she came in smiling as if everything was okay. I had no idea the turmoil that she was going through. And we never know what our work colleagues or what, you know, our friends or what, we don't know what people are going through. And as I said, my mum used to always say, if you can't do good, don't do bad. So treat everyone the way that you want to be treated. Angelita, I'm going to let you have your last words before I wrap up. Is there anything final words you want to say?
Yes, and I really just want to thank you. I was shocked when you asked me to be your guest. I really was, because I didn't realize that, you know, you're still thinking about me, even without working with you anymore. But yeah, I just would like to thank you, and it feels a lot better that I have shared my story with that confidence.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I have always thought I'm ashamed of what I've been through. Because thinking that I was one proud woman, I was a proud woman, and you know, it's a shame that I have gone through it, but I am proud that I have got through it. So yeah, thank you. And you know what, you're an inspiration to everyone, to be honest. You are. You're such an amazing woman, and again, I'm gonna say that you are, that I still look up to you up until now, and I'm so proud of you, and I am so grateful. I am so blessed that I have met you. You know, it was one Saturday morning, you know, and I didn't know Angela. Angela didn't know me, and it was just that meeting that got us together, and that's it. I didn't think twice to come and work for you. So I'm grateful, and I'm so blessed that I have you, Angela, in my life. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. And is Manor going to come and show his face?
Sweetheart, are you coming?
Come on, Manor. We want to see you.
Oh, come on, quickly.
Come. Don't hurry him.
He has to hurry.
Manor, I want to personally thank you for what you've brought into Angelita's life. Definitely. You have. I may have been her inspiration, but you have done everything. And you have not just supported her, but you've supported the children, and you've made her, you've supported her to be the woman that she is today. And I am so, so proud of her, but I'm also proud of you, you know.
Thank you, Angela. That's very, very kind. You know, yeah, she's come on leaps and bounds in terms of confidence since I first met her, of course. And I haven't listed the whole story. I've been dipping in and out while I've started doing other things, but just in general, you know, she is an amazing woman, really is. And truthfully, my life has changed around massively. But apart from that, it's just like, you know, she's just a bundle of joy to be around. Sometimes annoying, but yeah. But most of the time not annoying, but sometimes she can be annoying. But that's, you know, there needs to be a little bit of a balance between the two for people to kind of, you know, gel and connect and, you know each other inside out. So from that point of view and perspective, it makes a massive amount of difference to a relationship. Let alone a friendship, you know. But
yeah.
but from that point of view, yeah, it's been amazing. I'm still enjoying every moment of it. So
thanks.
You know, yeah, I'm doing thanks. I've been enjoying every single moment, yeah, since I met Angelita. So yeah, from that point of view, thank you again, Angela, for just pointing out and you know, thanking me. So I'll just reciprocate what you've just said. So that's very kind of you. But yeah, just on a general note, you can get there if it takes hard work and determination to get to somewhere. And, you know, even from my own perspective, I've been there, done it, it's been hard. But, you know, once you're there, you don't look back, and you're right. People don't reflect on that journey you've been upon to get to where you are now. You kind of just sat in that position and, you know, of, you know, call it success if you wish, but
yeah.
You know, but some people may not call it success. But yeah, so I just thought I'd share my little bit of insight with you this evening.
Thank you. Thank you
very
so
welcome.
much. Thank you
You're
both
very welcome.
Oh.
I'm sorry I stole the show for a couple of minutes. So.
No, that's perfectly fine. Thank you so much, and I want you to know you've got a fan club here as well. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And Angelita, thank you so much for being my guest for this evening. And I want to thank everyone online. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us this evening, because it's important for us. It's important for us that you are here, that you've taken that time. And yeah, women lead. And Amalara, it's good to see your face as well. And those of you, my sons, thank you for supporting as well. Work colleagues, friends, family. I'm just really grateful. And yeah, I'm gonna share, because I've not spoken to you, Angelita, about this, but yeah, I am pleased to say that later in next month, first of all, I'm going to receive my British Empire Medal. Yes, and that will be from the Left Lieutenant in Essex. But in May, I'm going to receive my medal formally from the King.
Wow.
We're going to Buckingham Palace on the 3rd of May.
Oh, wow.
And I want you to know that when I go and accept that medal, I'll be accepting it on behalf of all of you. And not just women, yeah, my kids, my family, because this is about a legacy. And you haven't heard my story yet, because you heard the story of my guests, but you haven't heard my story and my journey. And when I say that, for me who was born in South London, to be going in front of the King to get a medal, I still can't believe it. Even now, I'm humbled, I'm shocked, and I will tell you that when I got the email that said strictly private and confidential, and then the beginning of the words, the start of the sentence was, the Prime Minister is requesting your permission for your name to be given to the King. Right then, I just moved to the next email and I just didn't even read it, because I thought it was a scam, and I'm being honest. And I didn't look back, and it was only because I got the reminder why I went back and I looked at it and I read it, and I kept reading it and I kept reading, and I thought, this can't be for real. But yeah, it was for real. Yeah. So I will be going before the King on the 3rd of May. And yeah, I am just honored. And I'm hoping that when I do finally give my story, I don't know who's going to interview me, so that's going to be an interesting one, that you all come back again, definitely. But before that happens, I'm going to have obviously more guests on, and I would like you to just just support, because it's important. We need to support each other. And yeah, I just want to thank you for coming on. I think I've gone over time as well, have I? 10 minutes over. I'm so sorry. But do please join me again for another one of my Women Lead series or interviews, and I will let you know when it's going to be. I'm hoping it's going to be next month, but I know it's a busy month, so hopefully it'll be next month, at the end of next month, and I'll let you know. So thank you all very much, and I hope I haven't missed anybody. I hope there's no one who wants to say anything that hasn't had a chance. For those of you, as I said, who came on late, it's recorded, so you will be able to go and see it. And also you'll be able to go and see previous interviews that I've done with other inspirational women. Yeah, you never know. One of you may be sitting in that hot seat soon as well. So thank you very, very much. Angelita, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For everyone, have a blessed night. Have a blessed rest of the week. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah. So please enjoy the weekend. And yeah, if you can't be good, be kind. Be careful. Remember the faith. Yeah. And remember the Almighty God. He will guide you through your journey. Okay. So say good night to each other, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Can we put it on gallery?
Bye.